Thank you. Honorable Minister, Commissioner Füle, former President of Europe, dear ambassadors, Mr. Ergüder, the President of the TÜSEV and the Rector of the Bilgi University, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you on behalf of myself and the Turkish business community and Euro Chambers. We are proud of hosting this Congress in Istanbul. During this Congress, we will reflect together how to foster and enrich our democracies. This is a new era. In the past, we usually talk about globalization of trade and financial markets only. But now, with technological developments, social globalization is at our doors. Social globalization makes everybody aware of how their counterparts in other countries are living. And as a result, democracy, human rights are all becoming demands of people in different countries. This is how I am looking at the developments in the MENA region. Our modern democracies cannot properly function without people who are correctly informed and committed. People want to be consulted and heard by public authorities. The challenge we all face today is how to bring the understanding of people into the decision-making process. This will make us to profit from different perceptions and also enhance public ownership on the decisions. Looking into the history of the European movement, it used to be serving as a platform for the voices of Europe's people. It was the European people that led to the Council of Europe, to the European Charter of Human Rights, and that also paved the way for European integration. I am very proud to say that since the Congress for Europe of 1948, Turkey was a part of this movement. The Turkish delegate subscribed to the declarations of the Hague. These declarations were driven by a vision which equally valid today. Let me recall this vision. The creation of a unified Europe is a fundamental condition for the creation of a unified world. Turkey participated in the first Congress of the European Movement in Brussels. In that Congress, all delegates agreed that for moral and material reasons, Europe needs to be united. And the European project has been called power of civilization. Many green flags with a big E decorated Brussels in 1949, since green is considered the color of hope. It is also important noting that from the outset, representatives from Poland and other countries in the European movement imprisoned behind the Iron Curtain that reminded the truly European nature of all European structures. Meanwhile, 10 Central and Eastern European countries have taken their rightful place in NATO and EU. This is a real step towards the vision of the European movement. Turkey took part in the Hague and in Brussels in 1948 and 1949 because Turkey has always seen herself as a part of the democratic European structures. And it is important to stress that at these very early days of European integration, nobody questioned Turkey's place in the European structures. Turkey's EU membership aspirations date back 6 decades. Unfortunately, they have not yet come true. As a modern country, Turkey is suitable to become an EU member because we have the rule of law and respect of human rights. Here I am proud to say that being officially recognized as EU candidate in 1999, Turkey has implemented a tremendous reform process. And again, I am proud to say that the Turkish business community is a key driving force for the political, social, and cultural modernization of our country. But we still need European support and European encouragement. If a nation undertakes such a reform process as the Turkish nation does, it first and foremost does not need money. It needs appreciation, it needs respect, and it needs friends who understand how difficult and sometimes also painful each and every reform step is. In our case, we get a loop of good advice and also constructive critics from the EU. But we still need public recognition of the EU citizens as being a truly European nation. We would like the EU citizens to consider that Turkey has been member of the Council of Europe since 1949. The founding fathers of the European movement wisely insisted on what unites Europe. What unites Europe is not our languages, not our histories, not our religions, but what unites us is our commitment to democracy, our commitment to place women in the center of our policies, and the respect, the equality of all human. This is what has born in Europe and what connects all modern democracies together today. However, more than 60 years after The Hague and Brussels, the world is far from being united. Our world should be a safe and peaceful place for all. Our world should become a place where all people can live in dignity. The vision of a united world is still to be accomplished, and the European task is not yet fulfilled. Europe is not yet fully integrated. Moreover, the EU itself is in a difficult situation. It struggles with structural problems and budgetary crisis in most of the member states. However, the world evolves and the EU cannot afford to be only concentrated on its internal problems. The EU needs to define its role in the world if it does not wish to be sidelined. It needs to concentrate on its core tasks, to unite Europe, to preserve and create liberty, peace, stability, welfare, and equal opportunities. Extremism has never been the right answer on our continent, but joining European forces is more than ever the only reasonable answer in today's world. However, we are far from the real European project, which was shown and has guided people at its beginnings. There is no sense of urgency, even if this world is changing more rapidly than ever before. In my opinion, a political core task today is to mobilize our citizens again for the European idea, and it starts with leadership. It starts with fighting against all signs of pride and against every populist attempt. We have no reason for satisfaction in this respect. I am at least aware of some discussions and the results of some opinion polls. As long as Most of the EU citizens believe that Turkey is not a European country. The idea of the European integration is not completed. The idea of being a family of nations united by shared values has not reached the hearts and the mind of the EU citizens. This is the first and foremost threat to the European project itself. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that we should change the culture of our discussions. Usually, while joining forces in Europe, we tend to point to the weakness and problems instead of considering what we can gain. Take Turkey. We are a young and dynamic country on our way to the 5th largest economy in 2050 in the world. This is an asset which we will bring into the EU. Unfortunately, a great number of citizens see Turkey as a big problem, fearing financial barriers on social results. In short, I do believe we need to notify people with the right information. We should no longer afford that fears are spreading around, which may also impact policies. The Turkish business community is ready to explain the win-win situation we will create for our people, both in economic and social terms. The EU worked also better with Turkey in its external policies. The EU should benefit from the excellent and respected relations which Turkey has with other countries. I am not only referring to our strong links to the US or to our partnership with China or Russia. You also play an important role for the stability in our region, which may seem to be far from the Berlin or Paris. But we should all be aware that we are not turning backs from the world, and we cannot stay apart from anything that is happening in the world. Turkey has also strong links to the Islamic countries. And believe me that all these countries watch carefully our relations with the EU. Because for these countries, this relationship is not about societies with a Christian background or with a Muslim background. This relationship is about the respect of the Western democracies for all democracies on our globe. Distinguished guests, finally, but most importantly, belonging to the EU is a commitment to peace and to understanding between the European nations. We should pay attention to the next generations. Next generations are more important than next elections. It is an agreement not to fall back into the tragedies and mistakes made during our history. Turkey has made strategic choice. It wants peace, lasting peace forever, and understanding and friendship with its neighbors in and outside the EU. Let's work together in the European movement for living up to the dream of our founders. Uniting Europe is an essential condition for a united world. Istanbul, at the crossroad between the geographical Europe and Asia, would be an excellent place for that. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for sharing the vision of the founders of Europe. Thanks for listening.